Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Suburban Stone Age. Today's video is an update on my DIY backyard dirt fort, and and it's coming along slowly but surely. So last we left off, we had put in the geodesic dome and the door frame, which are still right there. I've since wired over the top and have been working very, very hard to get the walls, which are made of, they're earthen walls. It's basically cob. I sometimes call it adobe because that's regionally here in Southern California, anything made with dirt and mud is called adobe. Although I think more technically speaking, adobe is a brick that's made off-site and then brought to the job site and built like a regular brick would be used. So if I flip-flop the terms, please forgive me. It's just a regional thing. But anyway, I've been working very hard to get these walls mudded in. The original plan was to do it, have it done by July, which didn't happen. This project has been a massive, massive effort. But I'm getting there. And I'm on the home stretch. The walls are actually the last stage. And as you can see, I'm half done. And gratefully, the higher they go, the faster they close in. So that is really good news. Here's a view of the inside of the fort. And you can see the geodesic dome very plainly. And then you can see the layers of the walls as they grow. Right now they're self-supporting. I'm not really relying on the wire frame to support any weight. Really, the wire is there just to protect me in the event of an earthquake. I don't want anything falling in on my head. So that's why that's there. And maybe just to sort of give the mud, to help me shape the mud and keep the dome shape. But it's not really there to support anything. You can also see here, there, and everywhere these pavers. And the idea with the pavers is that, like I explained in the video on building the foundation for this, these pavers were given to me as excess building materials by my neighbor, and I had them in storage on the side yard for years and never really had just the right project to use them on. Well, this turned out to be just the right project. They're basically in there not to take up space, actually. So the floor of the dome is 10 feet in diameter, and I used all the dirt that I dug out from the floor. So this is partially underground, okay? And so I used all that dirt to then build a foundation and the walls. Trouble is I've run low on dirt. Actually, I've run out from the dirt that that I've used from digging up the hole for this fort. So I've had to start getting dirt from other places in my yard. So to extend what dirt I did have, because I knew I was going to run short, I've been sort of using these pavers as filler to fill in and make the dirt last as long as possible. Additionally, they're thermal mass, so they put bulk into the walls. This is the south-facing wall, and this wall receives the most direct sunlight. So it's going to be the thickest, so that in the summer, it has the best chance of keeping the heat out. Here's another view of the south wall. You can see the ventilation pipe down there. That will be screened over on both ends so that won't be an access point for rodents or other critters. And you may notice too that I've gone and started to weave through these branches into the wire. That is an experiment. And these branches came from Tithonia diversifolia in our front yard. It's a big sunflower plant from the sunflower family, and it makes really great poles. So I've been harvesting those, stripping them down, and weaving them in and out of the wire to give it a little bit extra support and rigidity. And as I build up higher and higher, it gives the cob something to kind of cling to. So it's sort of an adaptation of I guess they call it wattle and daub, I guess. Anyway, it just made sense to do, and it improved the structure. I had the materials. It's in line with the project, which is to use everything that I already have on site as best as I can. And it seems to be working. So that's the story with those. This here is a little portal that I've made. It's going to stay open, but I will create a cover for it that can be open and closed. And that's really so that if people are relaxing in the gazebo behind it, but also hanging out inside the fort, they can open this window and talk or pass drinks or something. Anyway, it's just connection to the outside and also a little extra ventilation. This is my new mining area. What's good about this area is that it's a pit for drainage. So the water that's gonna, rainwater and stuff that's gonna drain off the fort, I'm gonna build channels and drain it into this pit here that I'm digging. And then the dirt from this pit is going to be used to cover the rest of the fort. And when you look at the fort itself, you can see the bricks sticking out. Those eventually will be covered. Right now, this is taking longer than I had anticipated. So right now I'm just trying to get dirt onto the dome before the rains start, November. I work on it every day. Every day, a couple hours, I come out, I sift dirt, I move rocks, I add cob, and repeat that and go around and around and around to build up the layers. So I'm working really hard. Oh my gosh, the dogs are freaking out. I'm working really hard to try to get this built before the rains set in. You guys, stop it. All right, so there we go. That's the progress report on the dirt fort. We're on the home stretch, I really feel. Working hard to get it done. I'll keep you posted on it, and I am super looking forward to having this building done by this winter. One quick question though. Everybody who sees this asks, well, what are you going to do if it rains? It's a valid question. Couple things I've seen is that this type of construction is actually more resilient to rain than you might think. It does okay when it gets rained on. It doesn't do okay when it's hit with erosive high velocity water streams. So if you hit it with a hose too much, or you didn't protect it from erosion, so rain would create little rivulets that you didn't stop, and that would end up getting deeper and deeper, and that would eventually compromise the building. But for rain, my plan is this: throw a tarp on it if I'm not ready to build a cover for it by our rainy season. And then eventually, maybe next year, I will, out of the bamboo that's kind of behind the apple tree, there's a stand of bamboo, use that to build like a thatched porch or patio cover for it to shed the rain. So, if you take care of these buildings, they'll last a really long time in a dry climate. And after all the hours that I've put into this project, you betcha I'm going to keep up on the maintenance and keeping it nice and dry and in good condition. And that includes having a solid foundation up above the moisture, which I spent a lot of time making sure it had a really good one. And then also building, a roof on the roof just to shed the rain and keep that moisture out. So that's the plan for rain. It will be protected. Oh, one more thing too is I will eventually end up painting. I'm going to experiment with it to make sure it's what I want, but I have leftover sunflower oil from the IBC projects that I've done. It's organic food grade sunflower oil, and I saved a lot of it, and it smells so good. It actually smells really good. But painting that oil onto the final coat of the fort will also help it be oil repellent. So I'm going to experiment with that and putting that waterproof finish plus a roof plus keeping it maintained, and this building should be good to go. All right, everyone, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. I'm happy to answer them. Give me a thumbs up if you like how the fort is coming along, and subscribe to our channel for more adventures. Thanks again for watching, and we'll talk to you very soon. Bye.